It always is. You know, not to pat myself on the back. I'm gonna shoot a little. Oh, okay, he's coming. He's on the way. Um, okay, what should I put on? Let's do a little of this. I'll do a little. Sure, why not? Welcome back. And, um, it has been some hard fighting to come to where we have gotten to, and yet, as many, many, many heroes have died, and many more soldiers than that have died, there are yet heroes still revealing themselves in the form of the lion. We see our sort of a new hero arrive on the scene. Ulysses, there it is. Ulysses Ironmane, who's got a really cool, which I'm still getting used to because of the place from the lore. Lion of uh, Quinira, there it is. Quinira. Um, Fought bravely, defeating an engine that would have surely meant the end of the uh, would have been a calamitous disaster, but has proven himself to have the fighting skill and prowess not unakin to that indeed of a lion. Jumping through the air, diving down, slashing people up. Glorious and deadly is he. Meeting with the Dawn Marshals, you guys were seemingly impressed by his skill, and now you guys sort of moved together. Decision was made to uh, keep the prisons secured. There was some damage done to the prisons in which you had to call back clerics to perform the right sanctifying rites to secure whatever dark things have been captured below. And we moved on from there. Um, you were falling back. The battle progressed for a longer portion of the day, but eventually uh, the call was given to finally pull back. Um, Spread a little thin between the loss of the clerics, the amount of area you're trying to cover, the amount of people, and the lack of conscription. Um, Unfortunately, the middle district did not hold too long, and you were forced to begin a tactical retreat back behind the final wall and what is known as the first gate, which, in its namesake, is true to what it is, the very first gate made to secure Vasselheim. There, all of you retreated to, but you went on a daring rescue mission to save the high scale bearer Tarzan, who had gone to save a group of refugees who had yet to fall back. Unfortunately, the retrieval attempt was largely unsuccessful. You came upon the high scale bearer, the sole survivor, clutching a child in his arms and surrounded by devils. You dove into action, saved the day, kicked the shit out of people, struck a pose, and then the siege engine appeared, along with some monstrous hell giant. You fought bravely, but it became quite apparent that after all you had suffered throughout the day, this was not a battle that you were likely to win. So Ganbaatar took the child, rode out, and all of you managed to, by the skin of some people's teeth, get out alive. You fell back behind the first gate, and that which could be secured is secured. More still, by the power of dragon lightning, was the enemies held at bay long enough for the majority of that which is left of the Vasselheim defense to fall back behind this final ultimate wall. You are here on the eve of the end of the 18th day. Tomorrow is day 19. It is said that the Elven armies of Evadel will be here in the morn of the 20th day. You must hold for one more day. And what is startling yet still is that though the dragon lightning and the barrage fire certainly held the enemy at bay, it seemed to have given them a great deal of pause. In fact, maybe a startling amount of pause, where they sit just out of archer range. You can see them down the long road that leads, the main road in and out of Vasselheim, kind of the barbarians, the devils, they seem to be preparing, getting ready for what's to come next. There is no sun in the sky. The sky has been coated by ash from the fall of the continent of Dominus on the other side of the planet, and yet it has coated the skies even here. And while you cannot see the sun, it is apparent the sun is indeed setting behind it. Darkness comes. You are well fortified here, however. A great density of men has come, but you lost men falling back. True to the words of the report from the High Scale Bear, you lost a great deal of militiamen in the fallback. Several, actually more than 1,000 militiamen alone, not including the other orders. But you have fallen back with the majority of, well, with what is left of your troops. Dragon Shields, the Radiant Lions, the Bastion Defenders, the Verdant Oath, the Dragons, and a tremendous number of civilians. More than 100,000 civilians are in this district. Admittedly, you could fall back to the Platinum Sanctuary, but it will not hold more than a couple hundred defenders. This wall must hold, and you are seemingly given a moment of brevity. Catch your breath, make your plans, possibly attempt to get some sleep. It seems that the enemy is gathering their strength, and so should you. Today will be the day where Vasselheim will live or fall. There's no doubt in that. If you make it the day, the elves will arrive, the day may well be saved. If you cannot hold before then, all is lost, including the very faith at the heart of Exandria. Vasselheim falls, how can faith prevail for the dark times to come? So, here you lie, you Dawn Marshals, looking out over the scene, probably taking in the gravity of what these final hours mean. What these last 24 hours require of you, more than 24 hours in fairness. But again, the armies are not attacking. The walls are packed with soldiers. While there are soldiers and reserves taking rest, you've certainly come to a density enough that the walls can be doubly maintained. And you are not in any fear of being snuck up on, that's for sure. Scalebearer Tarzan, who is not looking good. I think he's got 1 hit point. Yeah, he's going to be tended to by the dragon shields. They'll sort of come over. Maybe they'll pump a little paladin, lay on hands into him. He shoos most of them away, but they give him enough hit points that he becomes coherent. Again, he's not suffering from a diluted blood loss. He looks around and says, "Thank you. You saved me. You saved the child." Looking at Ganbaatar, he says that. Thank you. We have quite a defense to maintain. Yeah. Now's the time to get some sleep, I'd say. Take these final hours of respite as you can. They're gonna hit us harder than they ever have in this siege tomorrow. We'll talk again soon. I will be at the Platinum Sanctuary. I'll be maintaining some plans. We'll see what you see in his eyes as he looks around, not a feigning hope, but someone who is the high paladin, high priest of the god of protection and defense. And he looks around at what is left of the defense, and you see something perhaps you hoped never to see. You see not an emotional hopelessness, but a pragmatic doubt. But nonetheless, it is just a flash, and maybe the more wiser it can catch. There's only a brief moment. He will say, "I shall be at the Platinum Sanctuary. If there's anything any of you require, do not hesitate to come speak to me. You'll find no resistance." Um, gives all of you the nod. He goes to leave and says, "Oh, uh, one one duty I might assign. That is fair. Yosvarda, the champion of the Dawnfather, and Grand Master of the Radiant Lion Order. We need him back. We all know now what he has suffered, what he has faced, and how he is burdened by it. We can't afford for such a capable man to be left behind. We can't afford for any fighting man to sit on the sidelines for what's to come. I expect one of you might have better truck with him than I, so you'd be so kind. See if you can pull him out of his doubts."
Hmm. You know his location?
Yes, of course. And he will tell you that he is probably staying in like a building that has been requisitioned as like the Radiant Lion sort of command post. Their main nightly hall has been lost with the Middle District, so he should be there. He says he hasn't taken command since we lost Koss, since we lost the Great Call. I don't think I need to say more. You know, I'm sure what he's going through better than anyone.
Right. Well, I think Zevrael's got some rapport with him.
Oh,
And I
I'm
happen to
more
know.
than happy to speak with him as well.
Excellent. And I know Ulysses is one of the Radiant Lions that follow the Dawnfather. Perhaps you might have some words to say with your Grandmaster.
Maybe. I'm a little bit. I'll. Just give me a couple of minutes.
Take your time. Like I said, say your words, take a rest, and I may recommend have words with those you wish to before tomorrow. Might be your last chance. Um, and the scale bearer will give you all a grim nod, and the mighty Goliath will make his way down the street to the Platinum Sanctuary.
Say that again?
Yeah. So what am I telling you so?
Yeah, where is he again?
There's a you know where to go. There is a building here that is functioning as the Radiant Lion headquarters. That's where he would be.
Well, I'm happy to try to help rally him as much as we can.
I'll tag along.
Whatever I have to say to him will be less tactic than others might share. He has a duty which is born out of a price he did not ask to be paid, but it was paid nonetheless. If someone has something more kindly that might inspire him, I would be very much welcome of that. I don't think he necessarily deserves any extra burden, but burden him I will if he cannot see fit to do what needs to be done in this moment.
Well, my mother always used tough love on me, and I seem to turn out all right.
She always used tough love.
I suppose not always, but it certainly felt like it.
Huh. That's interesting.
She ran a city, and
Hmm.
a grand city at that, and I think she had higher expectations of me than I was able to fulfill.
Well, for what it's worth, you're doing quite fine right now.
Well, thank you.
Granted.
Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
No, you're good. That's good.
Oh, I was going to say the fact we're still alive is proof enough that we're doing all right.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Too stubborn to die.
Let's go try to get Yaspar to pick him up by the bootstraps.
Aye.
One of you lead with the talking. I'm not really good with this diplomacy thing,
Oh,
especially
you and me
after,
both.
especially after having to retreat.
Felt bad, didn't it?
I don't retreat.
Not even tactically.
That's not how I was raised.
How were you raised? Is your mother here in the city?
No. Far away. Far away. Let's just say that.
Oh.
Yeah.
Thank the spirits and the gods that she's not here now.
Yeah. You're absolutely correct. Anyways, let's get over this personal stuff and do what needs to be done.
Right?
Yeah.
Go convince
okay.
the sad man to fight.
You've done other things. Yeah, you make your way over. The Radiant Lions stand proud, as they always have, but with their Grand Master disheartened. There's clearly like a stoicism that has come over the usually proud, loud and proud Radiant Lions that are inspiring with every step and word, but there's certainly been a deflation that has come with that. But nonetheless, you make your way inside. You see that, various subordinates are doing what they can to sort of take command. No one here is capable of commanding armies quite like Yosfarda. You are paid great honors as you walk through Ulysses, hands come to chests and salute. And if you wish to see him, you are gestured. You are gestured to the top levels, and you will come to the roof. Still armored, still in the same bloody clothes, bloodied armor. It doesn't, and still the same sort of like thick white streak through his hair from his visit to hell. You do see Yosfarda, even now, deflated though he is. There's still heroism to him that is innate. He is not like on his hands and knees or laying about in a circle. He is standing almost sentinel-like, looking out over what remains of Vasselheim and over what is now a great destruction. Vasselheim is more taken than not at this point. He stands and sort of looks, his hair almost like sort of oily and filled with like sort of dried blood, and he hasn't done anything since since the Wild Mother's time. That would have been a good question. I'm gonna go quickly peek my calendar for how long ago that was. I think it was either a day or two. Yeah. Scrolling. Yeah, that was 2 days ago. On the 16th day.
Before I walk in, I would like
yeah.
to get Ganbaatar enhance ability on charisma.
Woo. Very cool.
Not to mention necessary.
I could be wrong on this. Might have been more days than that. Sorry. Just getting clear. It would have, so 15th day. Today is the end of the 17th day, so that would have been, no, 2 days is correct. My apologies. 2 days is correct. Maybe, well, 2 or 3 days. Either way, he stands here now, his tattered cloak kind of half billowing, his golden armor blood coat caked. The damage to his armor where he was lethally mortally wounded remains split and open, and the dried blood still remains caked on his armor. He stands there, hand on his I don't think he's armed right now. He just kind of stands and looks out, hands at his side. He's not like crying or looks, or he doesn't even look meek in the face. Even now it's hard to imagine that he's like where he is. His face looks as sort of like prepared and heroic as ever, but he looks to be deeply contemplative in this moment as he sort of looks at it. He kind of looks over his shoulder, sees you all, and his stern face, which is never like truly stern face, which you've seen on the con many times, and it almost looks like in this moment now, a sternness and a hardness that wasn't there before, lightens to see you all. And he pays you all a kind, respectful bow of the head. Says, "It's good to see you all. Time was coming, wasn't it?"
Yes. Yes, we need you. We need you desperately. I'm sure that doesn't go without saying.
I know. He looks out over what has been lost today, regretfully. I've been selfish, and it has cost us. I must return. And he says that again with someone who's pulling themselves up and realizes like the gravity of everything, especially after the loss, but not with the same fervor and inspiration that has been his staple. Much more hard than before. I'd apologize, but I think they're rather useless after all that's happened.
That he's useless? You said?
Said apologies. I would apologize, but they're useless, I think, at this point.
What's not useless is your sword, and more importantly, your command. Your men need it. We're faltering, and this is the final push. The elves will be here tomorrow. If we could just survive the night, with your help, we might be able to do it.
So not tomorrow morning, but the day after. Just.
Oh, sorry. Yeah. I would have said that instead then.
It's okay. Just, and you'll all have it. I worry of command, though. I do not wish to infect my men with my sallowness. I'm ashamed to say it grows harder and harder to see the light. You know we will probably die tomorrow.
It's
Between
at
all of us.
that point Ganbaatar will step into the space between Leah and Yasvarda. Won't say a word. Will give Yasvarda a head to toe, toe to head examination. Will turn and give the exact same examination to Ulysses.
Do you plan on dying tomorrow?
After all we've been through, no.
So
No,
why
I do
speak
not,
like
but
that?
because it is a very real possibility.
Yes, and it's a very real possibility that a mage walks up and casts fireball everywhere, destroying everything. But it doesn't happen. Right?
What is your point?
If you think that you are going to die, you will fight like you're going to die, like you have nothing else to protect. That makes you reckless. We have other people down here that are waiting, that need a shield. We don't need people. We need people fighting as if there's something to live for. And it's disheartening for you, such a man of your stature, and a man of the Dawnfather, to speak in such a way in front of 3 champions that sat there and riled the entire community together. We're new to this fight. We do not need morale to be low. We do not need to walk in believing we're going to die. That makes it a fool's errand.
It's fair. You are right. You are right, of course.
Do you remember hell?
Yes,
Do you remember that place?
I do. Vividly.
170 men bought your freedom from that place. My father inclusive among them. They will never be free. There is no redeeming act that will make them whole or bring them to the seat of their God, ever. While you may feel bad, you may carry that memory. And I acknowledge the fact that you did not ask for that sacrifice to be made for you. Your debt still exists. You are a man of leadership, of might, of honor. We need you. We don't need this version of you. And Ganbaatar will point at Ulysses. We need that version of you. Is he still within you? Can you find him?
Will you at the mention of the sacrifice, he struggles to meet your eye. He kind of falters. He can't look you in the eye as you bring up the sacrifice. He says, "Your brother, my brother bought me another day. Your father brought me another day. These good men bought me another day. I acknowledge I have been wasting it. I have let the dark come, and
That is what the dark does. The advantage that all of us have, the advantage that every mortal has, that no angel or demon have, is you have a choice. How you react and how you accept what has happened and the spirit in which it exists is your choice. The angels and demons, they don't get a choice. It is baked into their nature. You, Yasvarda, have a choice. And understand, I will fight beside you. I hold absolutely no ill will towards you for the sacrifice that was made. That was your brother's doing, not yours. That was his choice, not yours. But you have the opportunity, one may even say the privilege, of redeeming that evil choice and making it something better.
There is no redeeming what my brother has done. I believe that. However, I will do everything in my power, regardless, to make it worth it. When tomorrow comes, I will be on that field. My sword will be there, as will my shield.
And Ganbaatar will take another 2 steps closer to Yasvarda, and he will lean in and he will inhale. I would suggest the first thing is a bath. And he will smile at him and chuck his shoulder.
Yeah, and he half smiles at that, and you gather someone who is ashamed of how he has wallowed and allowed himself to kind of let the dark in, and how he's trying to pull himself up and through despair with all might, and refuses to quit, but it's about his perspective and within him, and he'll say it so much. He says, I owe these people the very least for them to see what they need. Whether I can see the light in the dark, it matters not. I will be what they need me to be.
And Ganbaatar will reach out and grab him by the shoulder. It is not what the people deserve. You're a good man. You always have been a good man. You deserve not to have to wallow in this darkness. You deserve to walk in the light. It is merely your choice. to decide to do so.
As you say that, Ganbaatar, you can't help but notice over his shoulder that the look out at the vista of the last wall and the first gate in the destroyed Vasselheim. You see, gathering in the streets is not soldiers.
You crashed. It's like, what do we see? um, that was a cliffhanger.
Well, if you're going to have a cliffhanger, that was damn near perfect timing.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, he got this huge
What is
industrial fan, and I guess he forgot to turn it on. I don't know, but oh well.
Well, these heating and cooling things, particularly with PCs, are their own special little nightmare. I had the radiator fan on mine quit. I had to like rip open the case, move one fan from one spot to another, and attach it to the radiator so I can limp along until I can get the RMA replacements. So I understand the pain. I
Yeah,
really do.
yeah, it's brutal.
I, I'm sorry that I don't live closer because I know that it's fixable.
Yeah, that'd be nice.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll ship it to you or something. Yeah. Well, he took it to a shop to get fixed, and they I don't know, they didn't fix it. So yeah, that's too bad. But I thought we had it under control there for a while, but I guess not. I don't know. Oh well. I use a Mac, so it never, it's just a laptop though. But it never shuts down on me. It never overheats. So that's nice.
Yeah.
I mean, and the reality is that it is not the OS, and it's not necessarily the hardware. I bought my current machine and my preceding machine both from Origin, and the first machine was damn near bulletproof. It ran 24/7 under some pretty high load for the better part of 5 years. And I think I had one service call. My new one has been in need of service since the day I got it.
Oh shoot. Yeah.
Fucking tell me about
So
it. It just needs fans, this fucking thing. It needs a case, and it needs better ventilation, and it needs a new fan. Because I've got a fucking giant fan pointed right at the inhalation, trying to keep it cool. And if I move it a quarter of an inch in the wrong direction, the whole shit shuts down on me. So,
Man.
You've left us in suspense. What do we see?
I sure did.
What's
I know.
in the
I was like,
streets?
Yeah.
what is in the
Not-
street? What's in the box?
What's in the box?
Over Yasvarda's shoulder, you see him looking in your eyes, and this guy's looking desperately for the light. Like you see someone who's the dark has invaded him. He's faced the betrayal of a brother. He's looked into hell. He and firsthand see what your members of the Keshe will suffer for eternity. And he has that on his shoulders, and you see a man who wants to believe and wants to see the light and find it. And every word you guys have said, he's hung on desperately, trying to hope it's the right word to bring him back. And what you see, Ganbaatar, is you say, "You deserve the light," to him. You see gathering in the streets is not soldiers, but you start to see people. You start to see the blacksmiths. You start to see the housewives. You start to see the teenagers, even younger than that in some cases. Not like all coming out of their houses, like just in some kind of strange instinct. But clearly, word has spread, desperation has come, and in that desperation, these people have come together and they look up to where they know the Dawn Marshals are, and the Radiant Lion's the symbol of morale and inspiration and light in these dark times is this very place. And you see upon their hundreds, the streets filled like a tide, is people coming out to stand, with looks in their faces of people ready to fight for their homes and for the holy city of Vasselheim.
Ganbaatar will hesitate a moment and then will kind of look over his shoulder towards Leah without completely turning away from Yasvarda, and will mouth the word hymn. HYM. N.
Just the thing. I picked a song that I wanted to share with the crew before this battle, and she'll sing it now, and the lyrics go so it's a battle hymn from the Civil War, American Civil War, but I think it's really applicable to this moment. It's called Just Before the Battle, Mother, and it goes, just before the battle, Mother, I am thinking most of you, while upon the field we're watching with the enemy in view. Comrades brave are round me lying, filled with thoughts of home and God, for well they know that on the morrow some will sleep beneath the sod. Farewell, Mother, you may never press me to your heart again, but oh, you'll not forget me, Mother, if I'm numbered with the slain. And there's more to it, but that's yes. And yeah, she'll sing that song to to anyone that's around to listen. Mm-hmm.
Take inspiration, Leah. Absolutely incredible. Yas by now has connected some dots, and like I said, he's paying close attention to the words you say. And as you hesitate and your eyes go past him, Ganbaatar, and you kind of give Leah a look, he kind of turns around and sees the hundreds, if not thousands, of people gathering in the streets. And he kind of steps to the balcony and like just puts his hand on the balcony and kind of looks out in surprise, in shock, in awe. And it sits there on his face for a couple of seconds. And then, because you're closer, Ganbaatar, and everyone else would probably see more toward, you guys could approach and like see the people gathering below. His face turns to a gentle smile. The gentlest, like, kindest smile that speaks of, indeed, a restored face, I believe. And just like that, his just ever so slightly, the posture changes, the look on the face changes. The gold on his armor damn near seems to glow a little brighter, even with all the dirt and soot. He looks to you all and says, "You have seen me at my worst, and so you shall never see it again. And I owe to you, when the sun rises, my very best." He will go to, want you all to come with. He'll go to the streets. He'll start making his way down to go to the streets to see all these people who have come out. There are guards on the side of the street who have just kind of looked at each other like they've never seen anything like this before. and just like let it go. Bastion defenders, especially sort of the police, if you will. The dragon shields stand on the walls and watch all of this happen, and the various other knightly orders of the various prime deities see all this happening, and you all step out. And Yasvarda will say, sort of again look around disbelief, and he will say, he'll nod, and he'll say broadly to those who will listen, the time for speeches is coming to a close. You have heard much from many great men about what should be done or what must be done. You are owed more than beautiful words. You are all of you great men and women. But perhaps none more so than indeed the Dawn Marshals. And he'll kind of gesture to each of you, put a hand on your shoulders, smile at each of you in like a personal moment. And he'll say broadly and says, I've heard the reports. You have seen what is possible in this city. You have seen how, may his soul rest, the Grand Arbiter Mars brought the law as needed in those times to the front, to keep things moving as they need be. I know that the Dawn Marshals could have enforced curfews, conscriptions. They could have held only this district and relied purely upon martial might, but no. They have done what this city represents. I do not wish to speak ill of the dead, but perhaps better than any of us. They have done what this city is meant to be. They have relied on faith. Faith that it seems is rewarded. When the dawn comes, I will be proud to fight beside any man, woman, or child who wishes to come forth now. And again, these are the last words that I shall say in grand gesture and beautiful inspiration, for you are deserved more than that. You will get your swords. You will get your chance to fight. And when the tomorrow comes, we will bring such a wrath down upon evil that it matters not how much ash is in the sky, but the light will burn brighter than any in history. You have inspired the very heart in me. It is true what the devil says. Your Grand Arbiter Kos turned his back and gave in to hopelessness. He sacrificed the souls of brave warriors. And he did it for me. And in a way, he did it for all of us. But it is not the right path. I condemn it. I condemn him and any who consort with our enemies. For it is clearly not needed. Look at all of you. Look at you. Brave, great men and women. When the sun comes up, we will fight such a war that has never been seen, and the likes of Exandria never will be. We will be prepared. We will fight. The elves will come. And Vasselheim will be free again. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. The time for speeches is over. Let us make ready for the final battle. And he'll kind of turn to all of you and say, Dawn Marshals, no matter what happens tomorrow, you have saved Vasselheim. Her heart, her soul. But we'll save her anyway. Thank you. Thank you all. I shall have my bath now. And he will He will smile, maybe put a hand on Ganbaatar's shoulder as he walks by, saying that. Uh, and you'll go to make yourself ready, prepared, and so on and so forth. And you will all have the eve to take your long rest, speak to who you wish to, despite the moment and what's overwhelming. Regardless of victory or not, death could come, as it has been promised since the start of the siege. If you given the chance to talk to those you find you wish to speak to, it's time to do that now.
Okay.
So, light has fallen. Are there any people you would all wish to seek out, or perhaps things you would all wish to do together before a long rest has come?
Before I do anything, I would like to find if we have like an armorer around,
Absolutely.
and I'd like
You make there's many armorers. There's probably one that's been dedicated to your order, who's a cut above. He looks up and says, "Ulysses, what is it that I could do for you?"
brother. I don't ask for this lightly, but I need for you to take my great sword and
Sword?
and hand me a lance.
Very well. Very well, my lord. I will. Your sword will be put in the hands of a worthy wielder, and I will find a lance worthy of your prowess. I assure
Thank you. Thank you. And do you, by any chance, have a extra shield?
Of course, my lord. He will go and there's probably sheets lined up like pavements on a construction site or something. And he looks through a couple of them. He doesn't just pick the first one. He finds one in good repair, and he hands you one that is scratched and scarred with the signs of battle, but still quite effective.
This'll do.
I
And
repaired the straps. They should serve you well, sir.
he'll hand over the great sword.
He will take it with great reverence and say, "Like I said, I will find a paladin worthy of it."
Thank you. That is all.
He will bow to you and he will continue to his work. And the next person in line will come up to be armed and ready. Excellent. Your lance is on the way. Is there anybody else?
I think Heckator would want to visit his mother and also Elodie.
Okay. We will start with your mother. Easily enough. Despite everything, the connecting district and the Wild Mother district itself remains in the hands of Vasselheim for the heroic offensive that was made. It seems that the bad guys have basically given up on it. They're like, it's not valuable enough and too much of a pain in the ass to try and conquer. So we're gonna just we're not too worried about it anymore. It seems to have been forgotten in the show. Maybe it's not the right words to say, but anyway, you still have it. You make your way out there into the still very well functioning Temple of the Wild Mother, which is quickly. Actually, it remains busted up, destroyed. The High Bearer Ragona is happy to see you, Heckator, and greets you and moves on, which is much to do. Akire once again flies in the city in his usual heightened prowess. Again, perhaps Akire might be one of the major reasons that they've given up on the Wild Mother district. It's Akire's apparent might is a warning sign to all those who would try and claim this district. And you find your mother, most certainly. And she sees you. Says she kind of smiles to see you and sarcastically says, "Oh, you finally decided to come see your mother. You're moving on to such big things. You haven't forgotten you got family, eh?"
Not forgotten about you, mother. Just been busy.
"Oh, sure. That's what all the young lads say when they go off to the city. So I hear." She hugs you.
Oh, the hug back. Good to see you. I wish it were just going off the city. Remember our days and trips to Moira and Hallie and Avalier. Maybe
It's
some
all
nights I
matter.
snuck off.
It's all a matter of perspective, son. We're here in a city. It's just not a very nice city.
Wow. Think it used to be.
Admittedly, it's got its charms. I'm sure it'll be nice again one day.
Ide seemed to taken a liking. Regained strength.
He's gotten stronger again. I'm glad of it. He's almost gotten into a tussle too with that blue dragon. But well, lightning can't harm him nor the others, so they give up after a while.
Boy. I almost want to see him fight now.
I expect in what's to come, you might just have your wish. He's restless. His spirit's eager for, well, revenge feels the wrong word for such a spirit, but can't find another.
Revenge is dangerous.
Aye, revenge poisons the soul. Keeping my eye on him, making sure. Spirits are powerful and important. They're very vulnerable to such things. All spirits are. Even yours, lad. That's why we were given a heart to protect it with.
Makes sense. Tomorrow's probably the last day we'll have to hold out.
Rumor is we're all going to die tomorrow. But then again, that's been the rumor since day one.
Aye.
What do you think's going to happen?
I don't know. I don't think we're gonna die. But I'm ready for it. If it happens. I think.
I don't know. It's a statement that has more wisdom of it than one would think. Well, if you can all help it, son, I prefer you stay alive.
Prefer I stay alive too. See, what do you think of that Elodie?
What do I think of that Elodie? The elf girl who got one of the mages out of the city and apparently got you to come save her out of death's grip. You can call on the storm like the Storm Lord was her best friend.
Aye, I've seen it.
I'd say you're spending too much time with your mom this evening, if you want to know what I think of Elodie.
He'll blush.
Just, you're not that boy back in Dormammu or Dormidus anymore, Heckator. You've been doing good for the city, but I hope you know you deserve your own peace. You deserve your own joys in life.
Aye, I know.
Well, before my old bones give out, I'd like to see you with a woman.
You're not that old, Mother.
Hey, you're getting older too. You're running out of time. You're losing your prime behind. You're getting all these scars on you and such.
Wow.
Some women are into that.
Some women are.
Elodie seems like she might. She seems a bit spitfire.
Got some scars herself.
I don't imagine that there's anyone in this city who don't now.
Right, mother. I'll take the hint. Can you grow me some flowers?
She gives you a look of like, you cheeky bugger. Um, so, I ain't no flower shop, but just this once, considering, you've been a good boy this siege. She goes to, she gets on a knee and she sort of swirls her finger around a patch of flowers. And it's worth saying, since the Archfey, that dark Archfey was cast out, defeated by red, it seems that green has returned in a little bit more fervor to the Wild Mother District. Seems to be recovering now that the life-sapping Archfey is gone. And she twists her finger around the ground, and a series of wildflowers will sprout and grow over a couple of seconds. So, well, you at least have to pick them. That's important, I think.
Right. You'll like move lightning quick and just grab him and be standing upright immediately.
Got it.
Got him.
Yeah. Yeah, you do. Look at you. Speedy on phone. I love you, son. I love you very much. I wish you could have grown up in brighter days.
Ah, I think they're still ahead of us. We just gotta find him.
Now, maybe you brought the brighter days with you, my optimist. Well, then again, you never had the patience for pottery.
Hey, he'll think about telling about the kind of dreamscape experience and just think better of
Yeah.
it.
Yeah. And then she says something contrary to the vision. She says, I knew you weren't always going to be making pottery and sitting around the village. You got too much of your father in you, too much adventure in your heart, and lightning in your veins, apparently. You got too much destiny before you. And I'm glad you're embracing it, even if it is in these dark days.
Well, can't imagine that we survived a continent exploding and trucking across the winter hellscape and everything else just to die here.
I was going to say it may be that you have a guardian angel watching over you, but I think we all know that's true in a way.
I'm kind of think.
Zevrael.
I could think of a few people, but oh yeah, the actual one, right?
She rolls her eyes and smiles greatly. She says, well, I'm not going anywhere tomorrow. I'll be keeping an eye on Akire. Akire's a better fighter than I am, so I'll tend him. And you tend this Vasselheim here. Well, you come on over for lunch or something once it's all said and done, eh?
Right, of course, of course. You know how these city people are. They need some help getting everything sorted.
They lost their values, all these big walls and rocks and such, eh?
Right, that's right. Been feeling
Well,
cooped up, but
you go whip him into shape, son.
hey, and I love you too, mother. I'll give her a kiss on the cheek and a hug.
She hugs you tightly. And lets go, kisses you on the cheek, smiles at you, and admires the Goliath you've become. She says, all right, go on, get. I'll not have you seeing me leaking. She kind of takes the bottom of her staff and kind of whips you in the butt. Go on. Sends you on your way.
He'll go off.
And we'll circle back for the Aladi for sure. You walk through with, and I think that's the last thing I'll say is I think you get a real. I think some people you get a variety of reactions, but all of them are some level of mystified as they see this Dawn Marshal, those who would know you to be the Dawn Marshal, but regardless, just on sight, a Goliath warrior of your stature, walking down the street with flowers, like you're about to go ask someone out to the prom. And I think it's utterly mystifying to people, where some people are like almost offended, like it's such a like these are hard times. Like what is going on here? But for the most part, it's probably people like amused or happy to see that, or maybe even hopeful to see that, like, you know, such things have not been forgotten, and still these things are finding their way, and kind of maybe feel a little embarrassed walking down the street.
Heckator is
But
probably like oblivious, just like, why are these people looking at me weird?
yeah, I'll say these two Bastion wardens are guarding the side of the street. One kind of kind of whistles and says, "Go get him, lad! Go get her!" and there's some laugh from his companion. Yeah, give him one of these. Yeah, and you head on down the street. Excellent. What about? Is there anybody else? Ganbaatar, Leo, is there anything from you guys before we circle around? No. Leah, you don't want to get the band together? You've been given access to the choirs of Corlon. Is that something you'd be interested in?
Yeah, I forgot about that.
Okay, all right. You want to do that?
Sure, yeah, I'll go try to scrounge up a choir.
The buildings, a lot of these buildings now serve as churches and places of stay for holy orders and headquarters. Not a lot of them are just for residents. And you go to the one that has become sort of, it's a very nice building, but it's clearly a building not meant for its current use, which is to house the clergy of Corlon and its faithful. And as if the faith just picked up and moved and plopped back down, you hear the sound of song, as you've always heard in the temple coming from this building now. The buildings may change, destinations may go, but the faith remains. You step inside to hear this house just filled with beautiful holy hymns of Corlon. And the Arc Soul Reaver is there and sort of tending like a midnight mass before elves and elven warriors from one of the minor orders. Speaking words and oh, wrong. This is way too jaunty for what's coming on. It was basically speaking words in Elvish that are almost sing-song, saying, we fight so that these dark days may end, and return and not forget the things that make worth life living, all the things that our cultures have been built on, for we are the first, for we are the Elven, for we are the original children of the gods, and it was to us that art and music and love and light was relied upon. So go forth for these things, for these beautiful things, and make sure that if you face your end, it is a beautiful end. And should you live, make sure that the world finds beauty in the sacrifices of your kin. And there's like sort of an all-men situation, and Soul Reaver will smile and see you and kind of just will continue to do this, but offers you a momentary, very graceful sort of bow of respect, and she'll sort of gesture to the back parts of what is, I'm going to say it's like a mansion, basically. She sort of gestures to the stairs where the sound is coming from, and gives you a nod as if to say, like, we're allowed, you have your access, so on and so forth, to help yourself, kind of thing. And then a new batch of elves come in to be tended to by the Arch Soul Reaver. You make your way upstairs, where you see elves. You see elves, in fact, probably aside from a very small handful are Yordage elves. Elves who have not yet come to their full acknowledged adulthood. You are recently turned 100, but many of them seem not to be, or many of them are very close still. probably a little surprising for such a holy task to fall to such young elves. But they seem to be conducted by certainly an older elf. In fact, quite an older elf, so much so that their blonde hair seems to be turning to silver. And as they turn around to look at you, you see starlight in their eyes, which is you would know means that they're in their final years. That Horlon is calling them home. This elf is probably 700 years old, maybe probably more. Has seen centuries. Looks and smiles to you. And doesn't say a word, just bows deeply. The choir bows in unison with him, and he will gesture and say, "Choir is yours, my lady."
Excellent. And I can only imagine she came prepared with all of her notes and paperwork. So her arms are probably full of sheet music, and she is there an orchestra as well, or is it just a choir?
Yes.
Okay.
No, there's it's mostly choir, but there's absolutely a orchestra, mostly string and woodwind instruments per sort of the elvish design, but you get the sense they're probably capable of creating any sort of music you can imagine.
Right. So she'll start by addressing the choir and the orchestra and say, I'm absolutely honored to be here with such an incredible group of artists and creators and musicians. I know that you're not warriors. War does not come naturally to you, and neither does it come naturally to me, but I have an idea, and you could help tomorrow. If you are willing to put yourselves in danger, you could help a great deal to help protect our people. You see, I found a magical song that will help offer protection to the armies that are fighting tomorrow. And we just need a voice loud enough to be heard across the battlefield. And so here, take a look. And she'll start handing out like the sheet music to the orchestra and the lyrics to the choir. And she'll kind of start workshopping it a little bit. She'll like sing the melody, and then she'll be like, okay, I want the violins to start here and the flutes to start here. And then she'll like, and they start maybe catching on. And she's like 100% in her element though in directing music. So
Excellent.
yeah.
I
So
have
she's
to imagine maybe maybe you've directed musicians before, but never an orchestra and choir on this scale, and it's got to be probably pretty cool to sort of take a run at this for the first time. And yeah, you hand sheet music, and they all start looking it over, and the work immediately begins. The artists immediately begin speaking and talking and sharing sounds and like checking pitches and changing up instruments, and you find yourself a master of music in this moment, directing the orchestra. Absolutely. Was there anything else you wanted to add?
No, I'm sure she'll work with them well into the wee hours of the night, trying to put this together last minute. And yeah, is there any way to like test it to know if it's working?
I will allow you to make me both an Arcana and a Performance check.
Okay. We'll do performance first. Oh, that's pretty good. That's a 30. You said Arcana?
Oh, that was Performance. Yeah, Arcana's the other one.
Yeah. So Arcana. Oh, and that one for 6.
We hope it works.
It's a beautiful song.
I will say this, on the 30 performance, regardless of its arcane power, it will inspire.
Yeah.
It will perform the miracle of inspiration as is Coralon's way. As to if it will achieve the magical feat you had intended for it, well, there's no real time to test it. And with your Arcana check, you kind of find yourself with a little bit of like a, I sure hope this works in your private moments. But regardless, it's beautiful, and that's generally the idea when it comes to bardic magic, is to make the music sound inspiring, and to portray an idea, which is what you succeed at. So you're like, probably, but nonetheless, the work of music begins and continues. Excellent, excellent. Ganbaatar, I want to swing over to you. Was there anything you wanted to do?
I'm looking for decompression, so I'm probably going to go spend some specific time with the horses of the Tempest Vanguard
Got it.
to,
They are
make sure that, there's no debris in the shoes, that, they've been curried and brushed, and just that thread of maintenance and peace through busy hands is the relaxation and therapy focus that's sort of needed.
and you do so. Most certainly, you do so. It's when you look around, the horses, and being an animal handler of your level of skill, you're very successful, and more still, like they're cooped up, right? Like they haven't had a plane to ride on in like in 20 days. It's been a hard 20 days on these horses, but perhaps not in a bad way. They're restless, and should battle come tomorrow and the cavalry need to be charged, they will be happy to run. So, while you might sympathize for such beautiful beasts, for the sake of war, they will serve well. And you do so. The Tempest Vanguard, man, what a betrayal! What a culture shock it would be to probably any other order. But it is the order of war. It is the order of the Tempest Vanguard that they do not fear death. They are not considered betrayal. But whatever their qualms are, they will not fear the ride, and they will not. It perhaps only has served to ignite their passion to fight. And if there was any order in Vasselheim to face such a betrayal, perhaps you find it we're glad that it was your king. Though that surely comes with some mixed feelings. They seem more angry and ready to fight, and in some cases darkly ready to die. With the loss of their Khan. And whatever the feeling is there is no denying that it will serve well when the dawn comes tomorrow. Someone new will need to be picked to lead when this is over, but for tomorrow, you expect they'll fight harder than they ever have. And that's saying something. They fight pretty well. You do so. Absolutely. Until the right amount of time comes. Well, I'll continue on before we get to anything like that. Zevrael, just to update you. Did you freeze? It looks like you froze. Okay, never mind. We'll come back to it when he's unfrozen. Anything else? Should we? Maybe we go to Elodie, the Elodie thing. Before we get to the Elodie thing, I just wanted to check in with the rest of you guys. Was there anything else? It's okay if the answer's no. We could assume that there's like...
Not for me.
Oh, okay, yeah. There he is, Zevrael. So, the party was asked by the High Scale Bearer to go to Yosfarda and bring him back the front line. They found him pulling himself desperately up by his bootstraps, but having a very hard time finding the light. But then, as you guys have refused to conscript and basically went on faith for a lot of your decisions, the people gathered in the streets to fight. Civilians, bakers, blacksmiths, teenagers, housewives, everything. And that had inspired him and brought him back to the light, and now he is ready to assist in command yet again. And now the party has been given some levity. The enemy is gathering their forces outside the wall. The walls are filled with warriors. There's no chance of getting snuck up on. And you guys have some time to perhaps have final words before tomorrow's final great battle before the end of this siege is determined. So you'll attempt a long rest, and you will be, getting the chance to talk to some folks. Was there anyone you wanted to speak with, perhaps for the last time?
I'm all good.
Okay.
Maybe. I'm between Yasvarda and just the entire party, I guess.
Yeah. You can go to the Radiant Lion's sort of newly assigned headquarters with the fallback behind the final wall. And you would find him, perhaps as you might not have previously expected him. He still has the white shock of hair, but all the... he's not in armor right now, it's being repaired. But all the inspiration and light and fervor seems to have returned to him, and he is looking over a map of the city, and he has his knights around him. He's making arrangements, and he's pointing for places for people to station. He says, "Roll the sword, put them on the wall. I want this over here." And he looks up to see you. Says, he smiles. Says, "Zavriel."
Yes. I felt that I should come see you.
He will look to his men. He says, "You have your first set of orders. Perhaps they should be dispatched. We'll reconvene in 20 minutes." The knights go. They will leave. They will address you with the same respect, Zavriel, with an angel of the Dawn Father. And you find the war room is emptied, save you and him. He kind of leans back and gives you his full attention. Says, "You ready for tomorrow?"
As ready as I can be. Your men, they respect you a great deal.
More than I deserve.
So humble.
Learn from the best.
Yet look how we fight.
Like warrior gods.
I was gonna say warrior angels, but you know, gods is a good image, I suppose.
Well, angels, I think, more fitting for you. Perhaps a warrior god for me.
Oh, right.
He smiles at you.
Big old, those hearty chuckles, Have you, thought about, well, what you'll do after the siege?
Not for a moment. Not for a moment, Sarael. It's hard not to live in the moment in these times.
Indeed.
Probably have a drink, maybe a full night's sleep.
Full night's sleep.
Maybe even read a book that isn't tactical reports.
It would be nice to not have to worry about survival every waking minute.
But I think those days may be behind us. Pipe dreams, such simple livings, as we've enjoyed. Well, I don't know about you. You've no mortal.
All I've known is pain, friend. All I've known is war, hate, and slaughter.
That's how I was. Those were the thoughts that invaded me after Koss betrayed us. I admit. But if I would dare to give advice to someone such as yourself, that's the darkness. It's very easy to miss the light. I expect everywhere else since the moment you've shown up, there has been light. Your eyes have just adjusted to it, perhaps.
Yeah. I could also say that amidst all the other things, I have seen courage. I have seen light, even in the places where it shouldn't shine. I have seen regular men and women lay down their lives against much greater foes. Just so that everyone else behind them can live one more day.
Could have seen it ever now. People gathering in the streets have never seen such faith. They believe. They believe in the light. They believe in victory. That's why they come forward. They do not. After everything these common folk have seen, these fathers and mothers and children, really, they should despair. They've heard the words of the devil himself in their mind, and yet gathered in the thousands. We arm them as we speak. They stand ready to defend this place. I will never lose faith again. I will never believe that the darkness is absolute again. I'll remember until I die.
Whatever happens tomorrow, yes. I think volumes can be spoken and read about what has happened here. The fact that come death or glory tomorrow, that the mortals within these walls not only defended themselves, but surpassed, stood firm against such great evil power. Mortal kind may or may not live on, but but I'll be damned if our story won't.
I agree. Only early this evening, I believed it wouldn't be possible, but I know now. We will shake the very pits of hells with our charge. We will rumble whatever pit Grummash has crawled himself up from. We will shake the heavens. Even if the city must die, it'll be a death that will ring out through eternity. But I believe the Dawn Father will see us through this. You and the other Dawn Marshals will see us through this.
He smiles. He gets up. He walks over to Yas and he places a hand on his shoulder. Kind of gives him a shake as he says what he's about to say. What a glorious day we have before us. I look forward to enduring it and experiencing it with you and all the other defenders.
I look forward to embracing it with you, my heaven-sent brother. We will birth legends and myths on that field tomorrow. I would rather have no one at my side more than you. He looks down and goes, yeah, he'll come in for the fucking, yeah, for sure. And all evil was cast out that day. Absolutely. He says, like, there's no one I'd rather stand on that field. You see the eyes falter for a second as you expect flashes of his brother, but then they look back up resolute. And yeah, you meet arms as brothers and fellow warriors to face tomorrow and whatever myth you will create. Excellent. Now, we're going to do... who was the other person you want to talk to, Zebra?
Whole party.
Oh, whole party, okay. So we're definitely going to get to that. Heckator, we're definitely going to get to Elodie. Something I want to do just before. You are all going to hear a voice in your mind. You are going to hear I gotta worst. You're all going to hear a familiar voice that you have heard in this siege before. You hear the words of the devil creep back into your minds. Dawn Marshals, I speak to you all now with almost entire exclusivity. I invite you to a final meeting where I shall make you an offer that you will not be able to refuse. One that may very well lead to your victory tomorrow. I have invited my newest niece, the demigod you refer to as Ioda. She has agreed to come, and so I wish to pay you the favor and the great honor of seeing me in person. Come, let me pay you the honor of my presence, for none has fought harder than I of you. I would tell you it's not a trap. I would tell you it is not a trick. But I hardly think you'd believe it, nor would it be the truth. And yet, come anywhere, for you cannot afford to stay. Meet me in the remains of your obsidian rat prey. And one thing I'll assure you, on my name as the Lord of Hells, for what it's worth, but I mean no violence to you. At least not tonight. But I will understand if you are too frightened. Your voice settles. And while you all can't speak to one another, it was certainly a joint hearing, and you could feel the tether and presence of your fellow Dawn Marshals through it. Be it a trick of the devil or not, you are summoned to the remains of the Obsidian Reliquary, where the Order of Iyun, what's left of it, remains. Who wishes to go? Who wishes to go meet the devil?
Does that imply that he can just like go come inside like whenever he wants?
That's... Why would I tell you anything about what I got planned? And why would he make it obvious?
I would like to cast Ascending
Mm-hmm.
because we're not around each other, right? I'm probably with the choir.
Yeah, you're spread out.
I'll send Ascending to Heckator. Did you hear that as well? Are you going? I don't think it's such a good idea. That's the thing.
You'll get back. I heard it. Fuck no. That's it.
Nice. Let's see, how many spell slots do I have left? Because I think oh, that was my last 3rd level, but I've got 2 more 4th levels, and I'll spend another sending to Zevriel. I don't think it's a good idea that we go. Heckator's not, and I don't have a good track record with evil beings. What are you doing?
I'm gonna go.
We're gonna go. Oh my god. Well, shit.
He's like, it's juicy!
I would like to go, but I would like to turn invisible before. Well, I'm sure the King of Hells will know, but
Nah.
I just want to see what's going on. I don't want to be there unless I get manipulated again.
Got it. Okay. Ganbaatar and Ulysses, are you two going to meet the Lord of Hells?
Yeah.
Hell yeah. Ulysses? You gonna go? Alrighty.
Yes.
Ganbaatar,
All right,
you're
fine.
not-
I'll send one last sending to Heckator, and I'll tell them they're all going. Oh, I guess I wouldn't know. I guess I wouldn't know about Ulysses and Ganbaatar, but
Yeah, that's true.
yeah, sorry. So that was a little meta, but
We can say you said something like, Zevriel's going, but like, probably the others too.
yeah,
Something
yeah,
like that,
say
yeah,
something like
sure.
that. Yeah.
I guess you could argue if Zevriel is going, then the other ones might be going. I don't know. Because he should be like really against it. I don't know.
What's your response, Heckator?
Fuck no. I got a date. Not if a million fucking flies flew up it, and then like he runs out of words or something. Like, you're fucking crazy. You just
I like it. Yeah.
All right. We're gonna see to this first real quick, and then we're gonna hit you up after I promise. You all go to the Obsidian Reliquary. You kind of all begin to trickle in. Ulysses, Ganbaatar, Zavrael, and then the invisible Leah, all kind of come trickling in. You are going to see, as you walk in, first and foremost, who you haven't seen since her ascension into becoming a demigod. You are going to see the Empyrean, formerly known as Iota. She is not in her divinely large state right now. She is something a little bit more akin to humanoid height, but nonetheless still the same sort of glorious image. I don't think I made a hand, which is caressy. I'm gonna have to fix that. But either way, it's in the chat. And then you are going to see the other. And let me be very clear. Iota is an afterthought. You look upon a divine being of astral stars and the child of a god, and her aura is entirely overridden by what feels like it feels like the moment before a lash. It feels like the breath before sentencing. It feels like guilt. It feels heavy. It feels like punishment about to come. And it's hot. It's harsh. And it's only in your mind. And you're almost blinded by heat, by red, by darkness, until your eyes, or more truly your mind, comes to comprehend the figure standing in the room. Endowed in a black cloak, not like material, but like looking in and through the void, but also embroidered with a fine red design, worthy for a king of kings, a god of kings. He has a cane in his hand, made of pure, different tints of color, but pure ruby. His hand and his skin is red, much like Tiefl's, the Tieflings. And his face is shockingly handsome, if not beautiful. Though red, it is alluring, seductive, charming. He has black facial hair that is excellently sort of manicured, sort of thin upon his face. He has a series of horns that come off of his head that are striking and wide from his skull, that kind of almost surround his head, like forming into that of like a natural horned crown. In red horns. And his eyes are yellow, like fire, and slit in the middle, like a reptile's. But the expression is unbelievably kind and welcoming. Entirely shocking to the art and the mental images you might have made of him. But for all of his majesty and appearance and similarity, he looks like he could be the Lord of Tieflskin, a misunderstood individual, someone of tremendous empathy and kindness. but you know not to trust it, for the rest of it speaks of unfathomable evil. And Zevariel, being the angelic individual that you are, you alone will know this is not truly the Lord of House. This is a projected image sent through his mentality. This is a fraction of his true size and power. And yet it's almost overwhelming to behold. He stands in the room, hand on this decorative cane, all of his majesty and might. More of you came than I might have expected. And as he speaks, the sort of almost jolting ness, then tells of a more truthful maliciousness sort of in his sneer, his smile, and in his sharp teeth. Good. Of course you came. I have no doubts.
Why have you summoned us?
I wish to make you an offer. Isn't that what you mortals say? The devil's always willing to make a deal. You are mighty warriors. And with that, I'm going to offer you something you want. Not that you're all thinking about, not freedom, not an end to the conflict, no. You call me the father of lies, but I do not lie. It is a mistake you mortals make things easy on the simple folk. Oh, Leah Satra, turn off the invisibility. I know you're there. It's distracting.
What a guy.
She'll drop it and walk up with the others.
Ah, hello, mighty. More beautiful than your bards speak of. Regardless, I offer you, on a silver platter, legends and possible victory if you can use it well. As you know, Leah Santra, my son, my favorite son, the heir to my throne, who will never take it, has been a very naughty boy. And yet he commands this army. I do not wish for him to have the glory of this army. In fact, I wish him to have punishment. So I offer you this, a chance to destroy him, and a chance to defeat him. And should you defeat the commander of this army, well, it all falls apart, doesn't it? I don't think I need to teach you about basic tactics. Here is the plain offer. I will open a portal to hell on the field of battle. Well, let me be very clear. I am going to open a portal to hell tomorrow, whether you like it or not. And hell's minions will pour forth from it, and your city will be destroyed. Or more accurately, your elven army will be destroyed. Did you think I did not know? Did you think I had not been making my preparations? Even now, my beloved brother, the Ruiner, is tearing apart the fabric of reality between here and the plane of fire. They will be burned, one and all. They will die. But this can be diverted. If you pass through the portal into the throne room of Grzest, my son, my armies will halt their assault in their entirety. My armies. I make no trick of it. I have no control of my brother, other than that he will be forced to divert his attention away from the ripping of this portal to lead his men to victory. You will, of course, still have to contend with the Ruiners' armies, but the legions of hell will be held back. All you have to do is pass into hell and confront my son in mortal combat. If you kill him or not, I really don't care. But that is my offer. Pass into hell and fight the commander of this army to either distract him or be victorious against him, I don't care. But either way, if you pass through the portal, hell will cease its assault on Vasselheim. Well, at least until every single one of you is dead, my son's hand. But you will have given him a punishing and a provocation and a distraction that pleases me. So there's my offer. Pass it to hell and battle my son, and I will temporarily hold my armies back and at bay from your precious Vasselheim. But when you die, I will resume the attack.
Why would you risk the siege on Vasselheim just to punish your son?
Oh, sword of my dear brother. Why would I hand you the answer? I did not come here to deal for that. And I am certain none of you wish to sell your souls for it, so see if you can figure it. I always will. And I intend to anyway. But it is an opportunity I know none of you can refuse. So, that is the bargain. It's not even a bargain that we need read on paper. It's not a bargain that requires a soul. It is simply what it is. Whatever assurances you wish me to give you, I shall. If you wish me to write a contract, I shall. If you wish to write a contract and I sign it, I shall. But I make you this offer, and I make it now, and at once. And with this truth, you will die, and Vasselheim will fall if you fail to accept. The elves will never come. My armies will roll over. The portal will be open and unleash my legions upon it. And your myths and legends and names turn to dust. And all your fighting will be for nothing. So, I understand you are mortals and you must take time to understand the arithmetic, so if you wish to discuss and waste more time, by all means. But the offer is here, and you cannot afford not to accept it. Cast your spells, refer to your gods and divinations, talk to your tacticians, your betters, your lessers, beg, cry, whatever you have to do. Just let me know when you're ready to do what must be done.
When the portal opens, we just have to get to it and go through it?
Yes. Be assured, if you appear outside the last wall, well, the first wall, technically, that leads to the fields of Vasselheim, my devils will not stop you from entering. The forces will cease to flood through, my men will make way, and you may enter unharmed. Once you're through the portal, that is between you and my son.
Can I make an insight check?
Absolutely.
All right, we'll give it a try. Oh, that's a 2 for a total of 12.
He is inscrutable. He is a god. He is the father of lies, and yet he has spoke truth. How can you possibly hope to see through his veil of deception? You are just a mortal.
If, say, we do succeed, will we have a means to exit?
Would you like to sell me something for it?
I just want to find all the little pieces of this deal that may not have been expressly noted.
I know you mortals get very scared when the paper and pen comes out, but if you wish, I can write you a contract. A specific one, a simple one, no fine print. You can cast your spells on it and read all of the 5 sentences as thoroughly as you like. Try and find the deception, fail, and sign anyway, if you want. If there is one thing that is not broken in hell, it is my word and my contract. These things are wrote in the very soul of hell. And besides, what is the point of continuing this bothersome examination using your lizard minds to try and figure out what my plan is? Can you truly afford to not sign this page? Can you truly afford to not agree? And better yet, did you truly believe I did not have, in all of this span of time, known the elves were coming and made a plan to stop them? It does not take much to see you have no choice.
Well, he'll kind of look to everyone. I think we have to do this. He's like gritting his teeth, like pretty hard.
And you see in his face delight, especially at your suffering. Your father and he have had a long battle.
Yeah.
What do you actually have to lose? All I ask for is that when you confront my son, you make it hurt.
Why don't you punish your son yourself and take up Vasselheim as well? Why not have both?
Because if a couple of mortals, such as yourselves, who are so very beneath us, punish him and defeat him, it will sting his pride all the more. I punish him. Well, we've all been through that sorry dance before beating a bad child. But if mortals, you insects, mar his flesh, well, that will never be that. And he'll know it's me. And I'll delight in every second of it. It's not enough to punish someone's body. You must punish their pride, their ego, their sense of self and belief, and faith, if you will. That is why we've come to your wonders. As for taking Vasselheim, well, do you truly think I don't have a plan for that as well?
And what's the point of
You are-
us going to hell to fight your son if you're just going to take Vasselheim anyway?
Because we both benefit. Because one way it's hopeless. The other way, I get something I want, and you all get an actual hope to win. And hope is such a cruel mistress. What a tease. I will delight all the more in my victory. To see you all hope and believe, have faith that you can do it. Maybe, just maybe, save the day. I will win. This just makes the odds such that it would be more delicious when I win. That is your answer.
What say you, Don Marshals?
Well, the pathway to hell is paved with good intentions. I don't feel good about this at all.
Literally. And what of you, Zevrael? Paladin of the Dawn Father, bringer of the light. How proud your father would be to bring light to hell and to punish the second most potent, important figure in the entire hierarchy of hell. He would make you a Solar for it, probably. Ulysses goes back home a hero. Ganbaatar. Oh, Ganbaatar. I know you're going to say no on principle. But, well, what else is to be said?
On one hand, I have your word. On the other, I have my father's. I think I know to which I should listen.
Well, let me give you my word! You will die
And
suffering.
Ganbaatar will turn and walk away.
He casts a
Turn his back and walk away.
He's gonna try and kill you. In fact,
That's
you know what?
fine.
In fact, we're gonna just pop that power word kill.
No.
Okay.
No!
Ganbaatar falls over. He says, "Any of you dare turn your back on me, and I will pulverize the city right here, right now. Prime deities be damned. I brook no insult from any. I am Lord Pales, and you shall at the very least know your betters. I will have this city no matter what. I will slay every faithful soul in the city, no matter what. I come to you with this to give you a chance, so that at least when you die so that your gods know that you were good enough to be brought to their side. In the alternative, do you think I don't have my ways to bring you down to eternal torment? Do you think he is not there now? He points his hand at Ganbaatar. Do you think I will not spend eternity personally delighting in the flame of his flesh for this insult? I will brook no more disdain, and I will have no more insult by having to treat with vermin such as you. So I say this. I am open the portal tomorrow. If you go through it, my deal stands. My devils stand down. I will delight not only in Vasselheim's destruction, but also the frustration of my pig-headed brother, who likes only to break and destroy and not a thought in his god's head. Go into the portal, defeat the commander of the army of hells, or don't. Your choice. I will win. Either way. One way brings the odds a little bit in your favor, the other's impossible. The decision is yours.
You,
Can you?
I,
I asked. He asked that. He just says, "Can you?" to Asmodeus.
boy,
He looks you all down now with the severity of a god who will happily TPK this party right now if it displays any more disrespect. Says, you laugh, you question. Let it be known. Speak.
before we do anything, I would like to ask a question. If we are such vermin, why speak to us?
So that you know the terms.
Yes,
So that
but
you know that I am serious. If I sent some seductive harpy to persuade you all, would you trust it? If I sent your beloved Lord Aegon Zevrael, do you think he'd even make it this far? I come because I want to know and see the faces of the fucking mosquitoes that have gotten in the way of my son all this time.
yes, I understand all of that. But again, I just have this issue that that you are speaking to mosquitoes. I have never spoken to a cricket, a mosquito, a butterfly, or anything I could crush under my boot. There's something that you're not saying, because there's several heroes around this realm and other ones, but you, the king of the hells, are here in front of us, bitching and screaming because he turned his back on you.
Congratulations. You figured it out. The Lord of Hells, the Father of Lies, isn't telling you something. Masterful deduction. I
That
will allow the profanity only because
you
your
need us.
deduction amuses me. I will
Just
not
say
be
you
so
need
merciful.
us. Just say you need us.
I do need you. I need you. That's why I have come for this offer. I need you to go make my son understand that he isn't the King of Hells, the Lord of Hells. You're absolutely right. I could do it myself, but all the better if it's
Because if mosquitoes kill your brother or your son,
what is more insulting than being defeated by such creatures?
someone begging a creature to do their job for him.
Begging.
Again, one of us turned their back on you and you bitched.
You'll begin to approach you, Ulysses. I let it go once, and you should thank me for that. I come to you with the gift of possible success. You should be on your hands and knees for
The
it.
Dawn Father wouldn't allow it.
The Dawn Father. He grabs Ulysses by the throat. He lifts him into the air. The Dawn Father is a coward. So, Ulysses falls to the ground.
You said this is a projected image, right?
You're absolutely right. It is the projected image. I'll be sure to use spells instead. What would be a... Okay, you know, I'll say
Well,
is he...
I don't ask that because I'm being a dick about
Oh,
it being
gotcha,
picked up.
gotcha.
I'm asking that because it like is he like? Because I'm already assuming it's like a physical kind of projection of his power, kind of.
It is. You're absolutely right. He wouldn't technically be able to pick up Ulysses and snap his neck. He is a projected image. It would. The flavor will be a spell. He will kill Ulysses with a spell. But he is indeed. Like, you've been looking at him long enough, you see it doesn't. The firelight doesn't quite hit him right. You can kind of see through. Only because I had forgotten she is there. But you go first. If you have something you want to do, Zemrael, you go first.
Yeah, I mean, if there was like physicality like to him, but I also knew that he was like a fraction of what he was, then I would be inclined to help brother Ulysses. But if it's just basically an image that's able to do all this, then I don't think I can do anything.
I'm going to say, as like, and you're also warriors. Like it's natural to wanna. I'll say at that point, you hear the words of the demigod and was not yet to speak. She speaks with such words that shift the very power of the universe and says, "Enough of this." And the image of Asmodeus like catches fire and sort of and immediately sort of flops into the ground and disintegrates into shadow. And the weight of pressure sort of migrates down. She will move across the room and cast Resurrection on Ulysses. And she will shake her head and say, "That could have gone better. Please excuse me. I need to go into hell and find a very foolish man." And she's going to cast Plane Shift and go and try and recover gold.
Now, I have a question, Ryan.
Yeah.
That was not the out that the Stormlord spoke when Ganbaatar showed up at the fields before his city.
Yeah.
Is the takeaway that the will and word of Asmodeus is greater than the projected will of the Stormlord?
Make me a religion check.
Am I just off the dome?
17.
17. There are no chief days. There's no, God, clergies compete. My God's cooler than your God, whatever. But there's no chief days. There's no over-God. As we are seeing here in Vasselheim, if the Stormlord was more powerful than Asmodeus, his will was greater than Asmodeus, he'd just come down and fuck off. So gods certainly have the power to counter other gods, just like a level 5 wizard can counterspell a fireball from another level 5 wizard. They are gods of different domains and powers, but they can counter and fuck with each other's plans and war and battle and fight with actual results. So Yeah, yes. Asmodeus being here, his will is surely enough to counter another god's, just as that god is the will to counter him if done well and right. But trying to comprehend how gods actually make battle and do these things, that is far beyond anything any mortal will ever know. We will, we will. Iota disappears. We'll stick with the newly resurrected Ulysses, and actually, we use Mount Mercer rules to see if we can. That's. I'm gonna let this. I'm gonna let this one fly. Because it's a god. It's a demigod. I'll let this fly this one time. But yeah, Ulysses, Leah, and Zabriel stand in the room
Can I?
with Ganbaatar's corpse.
Well, he's on death saves, right?
No, on power word kill, he is dead. He is DEA dead.
Yeah. Oh my god.
Really
Zephyr, you have
shriveled.
your last diamond, right?
He does, but he
She'll
can't
get
cast
it.
Revivify.
Yeah, she'll get him back.
Is that where she went?
Yes.
Yep. She said she's gonna go and see if she can't figure out getting Ganbaatar back from hell.
Oh god, sorry to miss that.
Okay, good. Ulysses, I admire your honor for the Dawn Father and your bravery. But for God's sakes, man, that was a image of him, but Asmodeus all the same.
It was a once in a lifetime opportunity.
You said he was fishing.
It's not every day you get to spit in the face of the Lord of the Hells.
It only cost you your life.
And yet I stand.
And still I rise. Yep. That is quite legendary, brother.
Well, in the greater scheme of things, well, in the right now, we've got, I don't want to say bigger things to do because it doesn't quite get any bigger than that. Side note, I was killed by the Lord of the Hells. Can't get much worse than that.
It can
Well,
really
he
only
could
go
do-
up from here.
Well, no, he could do it again tomorrow.
Oh, well.
Yeah,
Well, then he'd just be back at the same place, right? I mean, you know.
that's true.
Yeah, he wouldn't be going lower.
Yeah.
Also, who's to say we can even kill this son of the devil? What if he's just sending us to our death and getting us off the battlefield to take over Vasselheim?
Why wouldn't he have just done it anyway? He's obviously demonstrated his ability to do it like that.
And what he said, I will raise the city to the ground right now if I wanted. But that I don't understand why he wouldn't have done that already.
Someone like to make a religion or insight check?
It's my perception as well.
Well, insight.
He's saying like he's perceived that about him.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I'll use inspiration. Oh my god.
Dog shit, yeah.
I'm so tired of rolling shit on fucking D&D Beyond. Pardon my French.
What do we get?
Like take your pick, man. Fail.
Tell me the number. Tell me the number.
5.
Okay, 5 doesn't work. Leah.
Oh, I got to roll again. Okay.
No,
Insight.
what did you roll?
No, I didn't roll. I got a 13 though, so
Okay, okay. Who else? Who's rolling right now?
Hold on. I'm rolling. 16.
16. DC was 10. This is, I think at this point it's become, and you guys have talked to the high bears enough that it's become clear. The first god who appears to use their unfathomable power loses. Because this is a battle not of stone and sword, this is a battle of faith. And the gods are pitting their faithful against each other. The first god who appears is admitting my faith, my religion, my followers and warriors and champions are not enough. And that's why we haven't seen any of the prime deities. That's why we haven't seen any of the betrayer gods, because this is a battle of faith for the heart of Exandria. If a god appears, of course Vasselheim's going to fall. Nothing's won by that, right? Oh no, a god showed up and smited a city. Like, of course, like that's all. Of course they could. That's obvious. It's an easy thing to do for a god. It's not so. It means more when mortals do it. There's more to it. It means more, and Vasselheim is a battle for the heart and faith of Exandria.
So this whole ordeal in Vasselheim, it's really just the believers of the betrayer gods and the believers of the prime deities,
Yeah.
and like whose side has like greater faith or like more faith.
That's one way to look at it. But at the end of the day, like, Vasselheim has been targeted because it's the Vatican. It's the heart of the faith of the prime deities. And this is going to be a war of gods. And if the prime deities and their followers can't defend Vasselheim, then that will crush the hope and faith for victory across Exandria forever. It is the ultimate play for morale.
Is it?
And it also destroys the organization of the armies and any heroes or champions who can possibly fight and win, and so on and so forth.
Is it? Could I kind of see with that insight? Because I just have a hunch that Asmodeus is scared. And would I be close in that assumption?
You can think your characters are free to believe whatever they want to believe. If you are wanting to roll an insight to try and deduce the inner workings of the god of deception, you will fail. It's just not a roll you can succeed at. He's a god.
Yeah.
He's the master.
Has he seen behaviors that would indicate, if it were immortal, that it was someone seeking like urgent aid? Like,
you could, again, that's like looking at the tactics of like the Crusader army and determining the personality of God. Like, Asmodeus isn't sitting there going like, yeah, send this legion forward and make sure supply, like, he has sent his servant. Yeah,
upper management.
He is a god, and he has sent his agents and servants on Earth to conduct this warfare.
Yeah. I mean, I
He's fucking
get it.
Scared, bro.
I understand.
Scared. Fuck that guy.
I heard that.
I was right here. I heard that.
I just went around the corner, stupid.
I am now as far as getting Ganbaatar back, I gotta figure that out. We're gonna go to a break, which we're gonna get to Heckator's thing just after. But as we do, I want to say this: you may have come back, Ulysses, but you can't help but feel marked. You have stoked the ire of the Lord of Hells. That is not something that will be forgotten.
Okay.
As for Ganbaatar, I gotta figure out how that's gonna work. Yeah. Probably gonna have to do some rolls for our demigod friend to see if she can even succeed. Because this could, I mean, the Lord of Hell's machinations could be very well trapped to get rid of them. So we'll take a break. Let's take our break, and when we come back, we'll see how things go.
Ryan, can I ask a
You come to Heckator walking down the street with some flowers.
Felt the chill.
Oh, what was that? That's crazy. Yeah, you find your way down the street, and I'll say, what the fuck is she doing? What? Oh, what is Melody doing? Can't imagine what she's up to tonight. I'm gonna say she's You know what? I like to look at this fountain. I'm gonna say Elodie is hanging out on the side of the fountain. She's just kind of laid back, kind of like looking up at the black, ash-covered night sky. Rather than having a foot hang off on the dry side, she has a foot kind of in the fountain. She may be, whatever, but she's still a druid and doesn't get all the social things. And she's just kind of like this weird calm in the storm as people are marching around and arming themselves and going around everywhere. And she's just kind of like, you finally find her just kind of laying there looking up at the sky. Yeah, just kind of neutrally, and you approach.
Hell.
She turns over and looks at you, and her stoic face changes to like a smiling grin. What you got there?
Oh, just some flowers.
It's a nice bouquet of flowers.
Hey, I like flowers. These are for me, not for you.
Okay. She smiles and I miss flowers. That's nice. I'm happy for you and your flowers. Did you receive them from someone?
Aye, my mum.
Oh,
She grew 'em.
mom's boy.
So, lot of talk about tomorrow.
Hi. Hi, everybody. Everybody's very scared about tomorrow. What do you think? Should we hop through a tree and get out of this mess?
Can't say the thought hadn't crossed my mind,
Yeah.
but I don't think so.
Yeah, might as well see this thing out, right? At this point.
I think for me, I'll kind of look up to where Kire is. This place is home now.
Glad you think. Glad you're finding your home. I don't know if this will ever be home for me. It's too. Kind of picks up a pebble and kind of throws it into the water, and it's splooshy. It's too hard and real and made up. You know?
Hey, miss being out in the woods and streams and
Certainly simpler out there. I don't think there's anything simple about what's coming, even after we survive tomorrow.
you got hope then.
Well, sure. But life finds a way, isn't that what they say?
Hey, they do.
And even if I die, she puts her hands up. She goes, I'll become a pretty tree. in my next life.
I'd love to be a tree. Oh,
Hmm. Well, I'm hoping some druid will come along and awaken me, because I imagine standing in the same spot will get old.
oh. I couldn't imagine sitting still for that long.
Yeah. My
Wow.
mom always told me that when druids died, they became trees. And when I was little, it made me cry. I started crying like crazy.
Hmm. Don't want
Then
to
I
be a
found
tree.
out that, sorry,
Don't want to be a tree.
I think I'm like you in that. Sitting still for too long, it bugs me. I mean, I've only been here for 20 days and I'm already getting the feeling like I'm getting bored and should move on somewhere nicer.
Oh, me too. As soon as this is over, I'd love to leave. It's nice having something to come back to, though.
Hey, I suppose so. Want to find something new to come back to. Hmm.
You know, I've been thinking and the prospect of death, impending doom, makes you think about what you'd want to do, what you might regret. Take a bit of a breath. A couple days ago, you asked me if I was sweet on you. Remember that?
She sits up at this point on the side of the waterfall and gives you kind of a friendly, suspicious look. I seem to remember something of that.
Do you want me to be?
She, you kind of catch her now. She's a little embarrassed. Uh, well, I have been known to be interested in very tall men. That looks up to you.
What about short Goliaths?
I suppose it'll have to do.
He'll take one more sniff of the flowers and hand them over.
She'll take them and look at them, and you can see there's a gooiness. She's resisting a little bit and getting flowers. And she's like, "Must think you're pretty smooth, huh?"
Oh, I don't know about that. And he'll try to shove her into the fountain.
Yeah, all right. Maybe a little athletics check. Hell yeah, I like that. That's great.
Oh God, that's a 2.
Oh, dude, what's the total?
Um, Total is still 11.
11. She rolled a
Yep.
natural 19.
Gee.
So here's what happened.
Oh no, bro.
You go to push her, and suddenly she's like shot and like kind of grabs your hand, and you kind of find yourself incidentally hesitating because you're a gentleman, and this is not your normal. You're like you kind of catch yourself. And she's like, "What are you?" And she like kind of like grab. She's like, "What?" And then she puts her foot against your belly, and like you start going up, and you're like, "Whoa!" And then the both of you fall into the water together. She like clearly tried to like grab you and like throw you over her head, but she
Oh
is
yeah.
not a monk. She is not a monk, and you are a tall Goliath. So she goes, "I'm shit," and and the two of you fall into the fountain.
Oh shite. Oh, I tripped.
Yeah, I bullshit you. She splashes. She goes, "Bullshit you, tit."
Got a splashback.
She's like she does that, and she swims up to you, and it's closer. Um, and she kind of puts her hand on your cheek and smiles, and then she puts your head in the water. Grabs you by a handful of hair, and splashes you in the water. And then she pulls you out and laughs. Like heartily belly laughs. You expect this is the first time she's laughed in a long time, and once the laughter kind of fades out, and the smile kind of dims down, as she looks at you with a intensity, kind of sips through the water towards you, and very, very needingly kisses you, and kisses you just unreservedly.
You'll return it. Just kind of pull her close.
You hear, who's getting get out of the war? Who's that in the war with there? And then these two fucking guards are like looking in and see you two, and they're like, "Hmm." They move on and let you have the moment, and you two kiss, and eventually she pulls back, and you're happy to see no regret, no badness on her face, just a kind of a happy smile. She says, kind of forgot that there could be I don't want to be alone tonight. Do you?
No, I think not.
Well,
But I am starving. Can we get some food?
you can eat later. She'll drag you out of the fountain, and start dragging you towards the Wild Mother district, and on the way she'll like roll her eyes and smile sarcastically and go up to like a ration stand and like fail to sleight of hand a ration out of the ration state. They're like, "Hey, wait, no, right? You just don't." And she kind of like throws it to you, and you kind of run away. And you feel young again. You feel like a teenager without a worry in the world, back in your small village. And you come to the Wild Mother district, where it's green, and there's the sound of animals. And she takes you by the hand, takes you to a little meadow with a canopy of trees around it, more like a glade than anything. And fireflies kind of dance around. And maybe for just tonight, you can forget about the war and everything that's happened, and enjoy company with someone else. And we'll fade to black on Elodie and Heckator. And not even the beck and call of Asmodeus, or the arming of a militia, or even death itself is held at bay tonight. And you enjoy the night. Take inspiration, Heckator. Good job.
Woo!
Finding love in a lifetime of war. Just like Achilles. All right. Fantastic, my friend. Fantastic. Okay. Iota's gone. Zevrael, Leah, and Ulysses, you can leave with the body. There is some shock over Ganbaatar, and he will be taken by if it is your wish, either by Thalos' room at the Temple of the Stormlord, or by the clergy of the Ravenpool, to be perhaps held as an honored hero, to be celebrated once this is all over, much like Redmond. Would you guys make Asmodeus's offer at all known to Sparta, the Scale Bearer, anyone of any additional military authority? Would anybody be made aware of what transpired?
I mean, I kind of feel like if he's gonna come back, which I think Zevriel would believe he's coming back because he believes in the was it the demigod or the angel of the Moonweaver?
He is Iota. Iota went after
I
Ganbaatar.
yeah, Iota can't fail because he doesn't believe she can. And there's really nothing positive that can come from saying one of the Dawn Wardens has died tonight, That's just Zevriel, though.
Okay. Leah, Ulysses, do either of you wish to pass on the events of tonight onto someone of military authority, such as Sparta, for example?
No.
Or would they
Yeah.
ask questions? Because Ganbaatar just died randomly and we're not fighting.
Yeah, there's going to be curiosity, of course. So I guess really the question is like, are you going to want to lie about that, or do you want to tell them what actually happened? Because absolutely, like, Ganbaatar is a Dawn Marshal, like the rest of you guys. He's one of the leaders of the military effort. They're going to want to, Sparta, the Scale Bearer. They're going to want to know what happened. Absolutely.
If I get asked, I'll tell someone, but I'm not gonna say anything if they don't ask me.
Okay. That's the case. I think a small council will be called because that is quite a new piece of information. You three would certainly be welcome to attend. I would say some of the more venerated heroes of the city would be brought into that circle by the Scale Bearer. But frankly, it is probably going to be Yalsvarda. I think they would bring in Thalos Rune, being the high priest of the god of war. I think his words would be wished for. The high scale bearer, and those are the three military authorities that would be present. I think they would call on the champions of the gods as well. So Pervon Sul, champion of the Raven Queen, and Omadua, champion of the Wild Mother, are the only other two people in attendance. They say that they can't seem to find Heckator anywhere, but they are searching. There's rumors about him falling into a well or something. They say, but
Fell into something.
Fell into something. Yos Varda says, it is impossible to trust an offer made from hell. But at the same time, it's difficult to dismiss the truth of the matter is that it makes sense he's made plans for the elves. We do not ensure the elves' survival. Then we lose. But that could be a lie as well. The High Scale Bearer makes similar acclamations where we're trying to sort through what is a lie, what is truth, what is this, what is that. The Scale Bearer says, one thing we must operate under a truth of that we have not is that Plans have been made for the armies of Utah. Gods are powerful in sight. They surely have seen their armies approach. They fight desperately. And I doubt that the armies of the elves will get here unmolested, if not entirely challenged. That much we can assume is truth. But do we believe that what this evil god has given us can help them in any way, or would we, what? Dallas says, have faith.
What we have been given, regardless of if it is a lie or opportunity on the Lord of Lies' part, I don't think we can risk the elves being destroyed. And we also would be benefiting Vasselheim and all the people of this city if he follows through with it. Holding back that siege for however long we are down there, it could be just what we need.
The scale bearer says, there is no doubting that if what the Lord of Hell says is true, and his offer is real, that we do have no choice. It is the obvious factor. If the armies of Hell are called back, our odds are immensely pushed into our favor. Purlong Sul says, I agree with Zed right now. We have the god of fate on our side. And I do not believe the prime deities will abandon us. Perhaps in this battle of fate they will not arrive on the battlefield before the enemy does. I also do not believe that if the city is falling, they will not arrive to save us, even if it means a philosophical defeat. And I also believe, even if this is a great trap, the prime deities are not doing all they can to tip the odds in our favor. They've sent us Sevriel. They have sent us the demigod of Moonweaver. They've sent us one of our planetars. Purvan Sul looks at you all and says, you have led this city based on faith. I think we shouldn't stop now. We shouldn't doubt in faith in these last hours. Trust
Whatever-
we are fated to win.
Whatever happens, once we go through that portal, regardless of if we come back victorious and have slain the commander of Hell's armies, or we fall, I hope that the time that we stay there. Gives you all the edge that you need to succeed. I'm confident that it will.
Yasvarda says, if you go through the portal, and if the Lord of Hell's armies fall back, then we can launch a counter-offensive they will not be expecting. We could target all of them. So what if they won't attack us? We know the Lord of Hells is callous. We will strike them down and they will not fight back. And the armies of the Ruiner will be disadvantaged at best, or at worst, they will be at disadvantage. At best, they'll have no idea what's happening. Thalos Rune says, it is known that the betrayer gods fight amongst themselves. This may be more than one kind of revenge for the Lord of Hells. He may be having a revenge on his brother, the Ruiner, as well, at the same time.
That seems to track with what he was saying. He seemed to have quite a bit of resentment towards his brother.
Scalebearer says, we should hold. We should hold this interior as long as we can. But in the meantime, while we hold, you all need to break a path forward, indeed. My worry is that they will be able to reorganize. Oh, and Pervan Sul kind of shakes his hand and says, yes. Well, regardless, we're going to need to break a hole for the Dawn Marshals to get to the portal, whether it be through the Ruiners' forces or otherwise. He said once you made it through the far gate, you could have passage, but until then it's dangerous, even for the dragons. They'll be expecting the dragons. Pervan Sul says, then let them be more than just assassins to the great commander, the son of the Lord of Hells, but to the Ruiners' commanders as well. And they all begin to sort of nod and yes, yes. Yasvarda says, High Scalebearer Tarzan, perhaps you should be in charge of the defense of the Inner District, whereas me and the Radiant Lions, and I think the Tempest Vanguard as well, is what Ganbaatar I think we want. We will ride out and give you the opening you need to reach the commanders on the field, destroy their command system, to make it all the more devastating when you pass through the portal. And then we will launch our counteroffensive. The elves will be given a chance to approach, and we will fight until the dawn. And we may have a chance of winning this. More than a chance, even. If the elves are saved, then our chances are better than they were ever before. There's nods of agreement.
Well, the Dawn Marshals will ride, slay commanders, and finally go through the portal and give Vasselheim the time it needs.
Almadua says, this is a long shot. At best, this is going upon more than just faith, but blind hope that Asmodeus truly wishes for these things. Essentially betting on his arrogance. And his arrogance alone. Pervan Sul says, and we'll just have to implement a little bit of chaos into his carefully needed plans. I will speak to my executioners. We'll find ways to catch him off guard. Change up the battlefield. Do things you might not expect. I myself
make the most out of the time you're given.
Sorry. Me and my executioners can attack commanders on the opposite side of the field that you're on. Distract them. Elsparta says, then I would bid you all find. I will bid you sleep, rest, prepare for this beautifully mad assault that we will take on tomorrow. And when the dawn comes, I will ensure that the Morden's very best arms and armor are put in your hands. Severiel, you look like your armor has seen better days. We'll find you a better set. You as well, Leah. You've been running around in furs for far too long for a siege like this. And Ulysses, I've heard you wanted a lance. We should ensure we find the finest one in Vasselheim. A dragon lance. No, sorry.
He said the thing. He said the thing.
He said the thing.
Roll credits.
This is truly going to be Tal'Dorei Reborn, an Exandria extended edition. So that's why they call it that.
Well, defenders of Vasselheim. Bastions against the darkness. Warriors of the light. And men and women who can't help but fight. May tomorrow be our salvation.
Scalebearer says, the Platinum Dragon is with us. It has been with us since the start of this siege. I have no doubt in that in my heart. His walls have held so long by his blessings, and they will hold still, for he is with us. Nospardo will say, perhaps the sun cannot be seen behind the clouds, but it does not mean it's not there. Tomorrow, things will be dark, but we will pierce through it with the light in our hearts. We cannot fail, even if we die and the city falls. What we've achieved already, we cannot fail. Well, let's see if we can't win anyway. Talos Ruin says, I will prepare the hosts for war. We will ensure there's enough clouds stirring over Vasselheim that our clerics and paladins may call down such a storm that hasn't been seen in 1,000 years. We will reap destruction upon our enemies, say the word, and we will be ready to strike. Purvon Sewell says, oh, it's my turn? Okay. Good luck. Not much of a talker.
You guys are fucking nerds.
You guys are... he's shaking his head, he's like...
Have you guys met my dog?
I love my wolf so much. Because I'm not one much for words, but all to say that I truly believe what I've said. The Raven Queen, she will shepherd those of us who die onto whatever comes next, but I truly believe we are fated to make it through this. We will. Yeah.
Lastly, I will say it has been the greatest honor to stand beside all of you. We have faced strife. We've lost some of the best of us. But we have kept stepping forward day after day after day. Tired, beaten, exhausted, but never staying down. After tomorrow, maybe we can finally take a seat
Gaspardo will pull out his sword and raise it above the war table and put it sort of center to the table and says, "For the Dawn Marshals, for our final stand, for Vasselheim."
Oh, sorry. Oh, hold on.
Yeah. Blades are drawn, brought into the center of the table and crossed before the center of the table. Ulysses, Gaspardo will put his hand on your shoulder and he'll say, "I admire your courage, brother, for having spat in the very eye of the devil of all devils. But tomorrow you should watch yourselves. You will not let such a slight go unpunished."
I figure. I know. Either way, whatever happens to me, it doesn't. My life doesn't matter as long as these people are safe and free.
Sorry, go ahead.
No, my consequences are minor.
You are an inspiration to me, to all of us. Honestly, you're one of my best. I still have absolutely no idea where you came from. I can barely pronounce it, in fact, but I am glad you're here.
Yeah.
And if you
Where's
happen
this
to
guy
see-
been the whole time?
And if you happen to run across the Lord of Hells on the battlefield, I hope you shove that cane of his up his ass.
That is the goal.
I actually already had that in mind. Yeah.
He'll warrior arm grab you, Ulysses, and pay you the respect of a warrior's nod.
Yeah.
Something else. Oh. Yeah. Yeah, okay. With that, yeah, Yosvarda says, "Champions, Dawn Marshals, get some sleep. Dalos Rune, prepare the war hosts. Me and the Scale Bearer will get the fine points of the logistics done before we get some rest ourselves. Tomorrow we shall fight." And as you proceed to leave, Pervon Soul with the Yuzabrand says, "You know, your tether is wound tightly with another. You should expect that you will meet your nemesis on the field tomorrow. His pride will dictate that he must face you no matter the consequences. You ready for that?"
Yes.
Not you.
Yes, Brandon. The Brandons will handle it.
Yeah, the Brandons will handle it.
Dude, how sick is that, like, character art? Just Ulysses and Zevriel. We see Angron fucking come.
Just doing
You ready?
Ready?
Are you?
Out.
Yeah.
It's full, baby.
Then we fuse together and turn into like a light mech. Anyway.
Oh my god. Anyway, Pervon will say, "I will share this one thing with you, young man. Your flesh may be mortal, but your soul is celestial. This is what you know. I have asked my priests after your death, and there is much mystery that clouds it.
How so?
It's difficult to
Surely I
explain.
can die like any man.
Of this I have no doubts, and of this neither do the clerics have any doubts. It's important, son. More than this I wish I could say, but you are no mortal. So your soul, you'll know what happens when you die. I don't even know if the Raven Queen will come for us. It may just leave us to the Dawnfather. It may stay like a ghost. I wish I could tell you more. All I know is that's one thing the clerics agree upon with the Raven Queen. Is that it's important to me. Either now or whenever it is fated to happen. I don't know why I tell you this, just good luck.
Well, forces of evil. Better hope that I don't stay as a ghost because, well, that would make it quite terrible for them. I can assure you.
Well, I'll tell you this: between you and me, I've seen the day I die. It's not in Vasselheim, and I'm no coward. So I intend not to leave this place until this battle is won. And for these reasons, I think fate desires everything. It was decided, and now we just have to earn it.
Places
He goes, okay. No, sorry. I thought you were going for. Shit.
We can. Hervon! Wait!
I would have totally. Anyway, no, you clap him on the shoulder.
Yeah. Thank you.
He'll nod to you, and he will really taking his super cool wolf with him.
Also, awesome wolf, by the way.
I know. Thank you. Yeah.
I was like, oh, nobody's complimented him on his wolf. Let me compliment him. It's like, I know. Thanks.
You don't have to say it. Don't patronize me. I know. And yeah, you take it. Okay. Rest comes. You find your way back to your place, probably very tired. Your bones ache, your muscles ache even more. Old wounds hurt and flare up. Your eyes are heavy. But you must fight for one more day. And one more night. You all sleep. Ulysses, Leah, and Zevon, you are going to have a dream.
Absolutely not.
Too bad. Too bad. Too bad.
Free will doesn't exist.
Not in your dreams, it does.
Mom?
There is a river. There is a long, barren landscape. It is covered in crags, cracks, and not even the slightest evidence of green grass. You realize this lane is not covered in sand. It is covered in an infinitesimal number of skulls, all the way to the bleak horizon. The skies are gray and black. And every now and again, there is a shock of silent red lightning that streaks the sky. And the only sign of life you see at first is the flight of beings you fought before. Of horribly twisted vultures, titanic, monstrous behemoths on 11 wings, beings of fire, shadow, evil. there is something else that moves enough to give the idea of life. It's on the river's edge. You see the sandbank moves, writhes, but then it's not sand, it's flesh. And it's not a bank along the side of the river. It is an uncounting number of oozes, sludges that vaguely resemble boneless men. They're coated in purple veins, and stark pale. They have no hair. They are writhing in agony, because that is the nature of their existence. They have no bones. Their organs are jumbled under piles of meat, crushed beneath the weight of their own muscle, and seem to be barely coherent other than the punishment of existence. But this is too good for someone who spat in the eye of Asmodeus. For there is something beyond this pit, some ways beyond, where the bone skulls seem to fall down like a waterfall into a lake of fire. And it is in that lake of fire you recognize about 160 Keshik warriors of the Great Khan's personal guard. Writhe, scream, burn in pain. Eternally burning, unable to die. Nerves that will not fray and go mute of pain. A punishment too unending, too delicious. Hear footsteps. More bones sort of scatter and fall off at the edge as a figure appears. This figure is taller than a mountain, and he is not in his robe, and he does not have his cane, but in his full, titanic, beautiful, terrible form. You see the Lord of Hells. Admire in the palm of his massive hand, a small ball of light, spirit, lightning light. Grins wide, allows his hand to slide the spirit off of it as he falls. Just before it hits the fire, you think you just barely see the image of one of the greatest warriors Vasselheim has ever known. For joy, his father in damnation. The screams renew with one extra voice in town. And all the dream parts and goes. The last thing you see are those hateful, devious little eyes. He brought you here to watch what happens when you cross the Hells. And all goes black, dark, just like a cow's moon. Dream ends with that. But Heckator, your dreams are more delightful than this. While your party witnessed something terrible at the hands of an evil god, you are craving your dreams in the will of the moon. goddess of midnight trysts, love, and illusions, trickery, and all of these things. But under the ashen sky, and with a woman in your arms, you dream of a starry sky you have not seen since all this began. Beautiful crescent moon, a glade where there's no walls. You lay in the meadow, just for a little while. You are completely and serenely at peace. The dawn comes. True to Yasvarda's prophecy, there is no sun, but yet the light does shine through the ashen clouds. The sun rises as the army of darkness begins to move on Vasselheim. The Vasselheim is ready. A sword raised in Yasvarda's hand says once more, "A time for speeches is done. I issue you all this one order. Survive. For the Dawn Marshals!" And the city of Vasselheim rings out. For the Dawn Marshals! For the Storm Rider, Ganbaatar! For the Storm Rider, Ganbaatar! For Vasselheim! And that is where we will end this section. It will also be worth noting, true to the words of Yasvarda, and I'll be sure to hand these out in the middle of the week. Each of you will receive a package with what is left and remaining in their magical reliquary. Each of you will receive a magic item to face this final battle. And I will be distributing those this week before the session.
Sick. And we level up to level 10, right? Right?
Right, we do. Level 10.